So today we are going to focus on two things, the sales bridge analysis and the volume price mix, which are both one and the same thing. And the second thing that we're going to talk about is the market cannibalization. So all of you are trying to become a data analyst, and some of you are already working as a data analyst, right? So these two things will really help you in unlocking a different mindset altogether, like how to analyze your sales data set. Right now, you must be creating some dashboards and trying to show some numbers on your dashboards, like what is my sales last year, what is my sales this year, what is sales my this quarter or that quarter. Now these things are very common. Nobody is actually interested in looking at these numbers unless and until by looking at these numbers they are trying to find out or trying to take some decisions for their organization, right? And the sales bridge analysis or the market calculation that we have the topics on the screen, these are the two things which will be utilizing those numbers, like the numbers that you are showing on your dashboard, like sales this year, last year, what is the cost price, what is the average price, what is the profit, if a profit is going up or down. All of these numbers will help in making us like the taking us the informed decision for the organization. And using these two topics, the volume price mix and market analyzation, will help them in taking the well informed decisions. Now let us see how we can utilize these two topics. So this class is basically conducted by Gen Z School. We are trying to help a few people by teaching them free of cost, and also trying to help a few like to raise funds for a novel cause for cancer patients. And we have kind of like a tying up with UECAN Foundation through TopMed, and we are trying to raise funds for the children who have survived cancer, and we are trying to raise their raise funds for their education. So let me talk about myself. So my name is Arun, and I've been part of the big three consulting companies before. Like working in the big three consulting companies, I was actually part of big four companies also. I have total of 8 years experience, and I've been companies like EY or eValueServe, and all of my experience has been into data analytics. Before working in the data analytics, actually I was part of the BPO. I know about a few tools like Power BI, Tableau, Alteryx, Snowflake, a little bit of Snowflake, and then SQL. And I'm also learning QuickSight and Python nowadays. Let me move to the next slide. So these are the three topics which we are going to learn today. And I've used a few sources from which information has been taken, or the Excel sheet has been taken, or data has been taken. So I'm already giving you the link in the PPT, which I'm going to share with you after the session also. You can visit these links, and for more information or for maybe for more videos. So the first part that we are going to discuss is sales bridge analysis. It is also known as like volume price analysis, and it actually helps in tracking and explaining the changes in a company's sales or revenue over a period of time. So let us suppose that you are creating a dashboard on Power BI or Excel or any other visualization tool, right? And you are able to analyze that my sales are actually going up or going down, right? But by just visualizing the numbers on the screen, the management would actually won't be able to know like why my sales is going up, why my sales is going down. So in order to assess why my sales is going up or down, they need some kind of other analysis which will help them in taking the wise or well-informed decisions. Now, as I told you, like volume price mix is one of those analysis which you can include in your Power BI projects or your Excel projects or any other visualization projects. And I have created like a small Excel sheet which I'm going to show you. But before that, let us talk about the topic a few more lines basically. So it's like a financial detective which helps us in like analyzing the company's sales. If my sales is going up, is it because are we selling more? Is it because have we increased the prices? Or is it because we have like made a change in the ratio of cost or margin? It could be multiple factors, right? By doing this analysis, we'll be able to know what all these factors are, and which factors are more contributing to increase or decrease on the sales. Now, let us imagine like a journey from point A to point B. Point A is basically our starting sales, and point B is basically the point at which where we want to reach, like final sales. Now, sales bridge analysis helps in identifying all the stops all along the way that caused the change in sales. Now, it could be, like I said, price changes, shift in customers, variations in product mix, or market shifts. When I say that price changes, like let us take one example, probably like I'm selling iPhone 13. Okay, now I have changed the price of iPhone 13 from let us take a hypothetical number like from 60,000 to 65,000. So for per iPhone, I'm earning around 5,000, right? Now, assuming that I'm selling same number of iPhones, my revenue per unit is increased by 5,000, correct? Now that is because of the price change. Now this is not an ideal scenario because whenever there is an increase in price, there is always a reduction in the number of units which you are selling, correct? So let us suppose that this time, like this year, I'm still selling the iPhone at 60,000 rupees, but the number of units which I was able to sell in the previous year was 100 units. So basically, it is like 60 lakhs of revenue. Now this year I'm only able to sell 50 units. So this year my revenue is 30 lakhs. Now the change in the revenue this time is because of the change in the quantity, right? Like change the volume. Now that is the volume impact. So we have learned about two things, like whenever there is a change in price, there is going to be a change in the revenue, and that revenue will be explained by the price change in the price. That is known as the price impact. Now, the second that we talked about was the change in the quantity that we are selling this year. And now that can be attributed to the volume impact because there is a change in volume. Now, let us suppose that I'm selling a lot of iPhones, maybe a red color or black color or green color. And for each of these iPhones, I had sold like maybe 30 units of green color or red color or black color. Now I have uh, decided to change the price and both the quantity and price. Now a mix of both will be known as like the mix impact because we have changed the price also and we have also changed the volume also. Now that is known as the volume price mix impact. Now, let us try to talk about these three topics like the price impact, volume impact, and mix impact in a better way by taking an example. So moving on to the next slide, we have all these three topics again, like the price impact, volume impact, and the mix impact. Now, I have explained a few scenarios in the slide also. As you can see on the screen, the price impact, it's like when a coffee shop raises the price of a regular latte, and even though they sell the same number of lattes, like assuming that we are selling the same number of lattes, their revenue will increase, correct? Because the price has been raised. Now, this is the price impact. The changes in the selling price impacts our sales revenue. If we are increasing our price, assuming that we are selling the same number of units, our sales revenue will go up. Assuming that our sales price is going down, or we have kept the sales price this time like lower, and we are selling the same number of units, then there will be a decrease in sales. Now, volume impact is basically like, let us take another scenario. Like, imagine a bakery that sells more cupcakes in a month. Even if the cupcakes price remains the same, their total revenue goes up. Now, how is it possible? Uh, let us assume that I am selling 100 cupcakes a month, and each cupcake is around 1 rupee only. And I'm not changing the price this time, but still my revenue has gone up. Now that can be explained because this time I'm able to sell more. Maybe I have done some kind of marketing or promotions, or and maybe I'm a good seller, or my cupcakes are very good because more and more customers are buying it. So that impact is known as the volume impact whenever there is a change in the quantity of products sold, which is influencing the sales. Now, the last part which I talked about was the mix impact. Think of like a fashion store who is selling the higher percentage of high margin items, within their product mix. Now, this can boost their sales revenue even if prices and quantities of individual items stay constant. This is the mix impact shift in the composition of what's sold impacting sales. So let us take another example. Like I'm running a fashion store, okay, and I have three kinds of t-shirts: one in green color, one in red color, and one in black color. Now I'm selling 30, 20, and 15 units for red, green, and black. And my revenue on like my margin on these three t-shirts is very different. So this time I chose to like keep the prices at constant. Okay, and also the number of units which I'm selling, it is again 100, but the number of green t-shirts which I'm selling, and the number of blue t-shirts which I'm selling, and the number of black t-shirts which I'm selling is different. Now in this case, even though like we have not increased the prices or quantity of the overall things, like we will still have an impact. So we have a like an Excel model which I will show you on the screen, and let's try to analyze like how this actually happens and how we can solve these kind of issues and problems by looking at the scenario modeling case. Let me share my screen again. Okay. Parth, you have raised your hand. Do you have any questions? Okay. Please feel free to unmute yourself and raise any questions during the call, okay? And let me know when my screen is visible again. Okay. Is my screen visible, guys? Please confirm.
Yes.
Okay, great. So I have prepared a model here to explain the impact of price change, volume change, and the price volume mix. Let me minimize this. Yep. So we have three products, like the number of t-shirts that we are selling in red color are 30. The number of green colors that we have are 45. The number of t-shirts in black are 75. Now the columns that you see in blue color, these are basically our budget that we are planning to sell this year, or maybe we can take it as like a last year. Like what were the last number of units that we sold last year? So number of units that we have budgeted for, or the last year sales were around 30, green is 45, and black is 75. Then we have total number of like percentage, like we are selling 100% of the products, and out of these 150, 30 is red t-shirts, so that is basically 20%. And then we have 45 out of 150, which is 30%, and 75 out of 150, which is 50%. So percentage total is nothing but the percentage of units that we are selling divided by like the number of units that we are selling for each individual product, and divided by the number of units that we're actually selling for all the products in total. Then we have in the third column, column E, the unit price. Like the price of red t-shirt is actually 200, and green is 100 rupees, and then black is actually 80 rupees. Now in the fourth column, we are just calculating the turnover, and turnover is nothing but our revenue. So we are just multiplying the units and with the units price, and that's how we came to this number 6,000. Like 200 into 30 is 6,000. Similarly, we got the numbers or revenue for the green t-shirts and the black t-shirts. So in overall, we are selling actually 115 units, and the turnover is actually 16,500. Is everything clear till now? Or do you guys any questions, please? Let me know. Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, sir, you are
Yes, yeah, you are
You're
audible.
audible, sir. No issues.
Okay. I would like to please request you again to please be more interactive. You can ask any questions if you have. Okay. The second part that we have in green color is actually the sales for this year. Like what are the actual sales that we are making? So I have a few numbers, like same numbers. So in like the first case that we have is basically we are selling the same number of units and the price is also same this year, uh, equivalent to what we had in the last year. So number of units, like we are selling 30 this year, also we are selling 30. Green is also 45 and the black is also 75. Okay, so there is no deviation basically in the turnover. Like last year also we were having around 16,500 revenue, and this year also we have 16,500 revenue, and there is no deviation. So there is no volume impact, there is no mix impact because everything is same. Now let us try to take one example where we are going to increase the units price of a product to see the price impact. Okay, so I'm going to change the price this time of t-shirts which are red in color from 200 to 220 units. Now, when I increase the price of the red t-shirts for this year, I'm able to generate 600 rupees more in in revenue, right? And as you can see, like my total revenue has gone up by 16 by 600, correct? Like this is the total revenue which has gone up by 600, and this is the price impact. Understood?
yes.
Okay. Now, how we are calculating the price impact? Let's see. So price impact is basically nothing but actual price minus budget price into number of actual units. So the actual price is our 220, correct? And the budget price is basically our 200. So for each unit, we are charging like 20 rupees extra, correct? Now for each unit, we are charging 20 rupees extra. Multiply it with the actual number of units that we are selling this year. We will get the price impact. So 20 into 30 is basically 600, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that is the price impact. Now we can also try to increase the unit prices of other products also. So I'm changing the price of every t-shirts like from 100 to 120 and from 80 to 90. So based on the my inputs like unit price, we are actually able to analyze what is the price impact. Okay. So next time when you build the dashboards, maybe you can create a similar scenario in your Excel files or in your dashboards using Power BI, Tableau, whatever you tool you are using. Doesn't matter. But what matters is basically we are able to explain these kind of impacts in our dashboards. If my sales are going up, if my revenue is going up, why it is going up? Maybe it is because of the price impact. How do we know if it is because of the price impact? By comparing the last year sales with this year sales, we can calculate the change in the price, we can calculate the change in the number of units, right? And then we can create a similar model in Power BI or in our visualization tools, and we can let the clients know, the stakeholders know that both like our turnover is going up, and this is because the price impact. Instead of just showing that our revenue is going up, okay, so what is the next step? Why it is going up, right? If you're only visualizing the numbers on a dashboard, then somewhere you are not completing your entire like 100% job, right? Our job is to help them in taking the wise and informed decisions, right? Now let us see that what is if I change the unit price of t-shirts which are red in color to just 100 rupees. Now what is happening is basically the item where I was actually earning the most revenue, I'm actually making a loss here. So, and by loss, I mean the revenue which I used to earn in the previous year, that has actually gone down by minus 3,000. So earlier I was selling 30 units at 200 rupees, and this time I am selling 13 units but at a 50% discount, like 100 units. So my revenue has actually gone down, and the rest of the things are basically same. So let us suppose that you are showing this number on a dashboard again, right? And you came to know that your revenue has gone down. Now, maybe by looking at different customers segments, or maybe by looking at different products or categories, you will be easily able to analyze like my uh, my revenue from a particular product has actually gone down. But what is the reason behind it? So what for uh, analyzing that part, what you need to do is you can calculate the number of units that you have sold in the last year and the average price for that particular product. And then this year, what is the units and what is the unit price? And do a similar match and then tell the stakeholders by using this analysis that my revenue has gone down because there is a price impact. You have changed the price of the product. That's why revenue has gone down. Any questions?
Clear, sir. It's clear.
Now, do you think that this piece of information is relevant? And how relevant it is? Instead of just showing the numbers like sales
It
this
is
year,
very relevant.
right? So we have like a lot of these topics, right? Instead of just focusing on the tools and technologies, you guys also need to learn about these methods: the price, volume price mix, sales bridge analysis, cost optimization, price optimization. And we are going to talk about in the future upcoming sessions also, right? Today we are just focusing on the volume price mix and the market cannibalization. Let us take another example. Uh, so in the below graph, like this visual that we have, it is basically telling us like from where our impact is actually generating out of. Is it because of volume impact or mix impact or price impact? I'm not going to tell you how I built this model. Okay, I'm going to share the sheet with you, and you can probably in your free time uh, try to analyze on your own, like what are the formulas we have used and how we have built this dashboard, small little dashboard. Okay, we are like trying to explain the theoretical concepts more. Okay, the practical can be anything, like the maths will be remain same, but the usage will be actually different for different tools, like how you are going to use the waterfall chart in uh, different tables, or maybe like every widget tool has its own user interface and everything, right? Then let us try to change the number of units that you are selling this time, and let us see how this is going to impact and how that impact is going to be reflected in the volume effect. So I'm keeping the price same as last year, or same as the, just a second guys, same as what we had budgeted for. So right now the deviation is 0. Okay, now we are going to change the number of units that we're selling for red color, and I'm increasing the number of units to 35. So initially in the last year, or in the modeling where we have taken all the consideration, and we have created a budget. In that budget, or last year, we were selling around 150 units. Now this time we have increased the number of units by 155. So first of all, I want to know like where the number of units have actually increased. Okay, maybe our demand is more, so we are able to sell more. So first of all, I want to know where is my number of units actually increased. So we can see that here, that number of units for t-shirts which are red in color have increased by 5. And since every unit is actually is priced at 200 rupees, so 200 into multiply by 5, there's a change in the revenue, which is 1000 rupees. Correct? So by selling 5 more units of t-shirts which are red in color, we are able to generate 1000 rupees more in revenue. Now, on the right hand side, we have a table here, and let us try to analyze this part. So in the volume table, we have like three things. The first one is actually actual budgets at budget mix. The second is actual turnover at budget mix. And the third one that we have is volume impact. So the first one is actually calculated by like number of units that we are selling. Okay. And what is the budget product percentage? So you remember our second column, right? Like where we have mentioned the percentage of each product. Like this is 30 divided by 150, which is 20%. 45 divided by 150, which is 30%, and 75 divided by 150 and 50%. Similarly, we had the percentage here also. Like earlier, we were selling red t-shirts. Like out of total number of units that we're selling, 20% of the units that were sold was red, and this year, out of 100% of units that we're selling, 23% are red, and 29% is 45. And black color, like we are selling around 48%. So actual budgets at budget price is actually calculated by this multiplication of this percentage into the number of units that we are selling right now. So this will really tell us like uh, it will give us like the number of units. So basically what we are trying to assume here is key it does not matter how many units that we are selling. We just try to analyze by taking assumptions that we had in the last year or that we have actually in the budget. So in the budget we had decided to keep like to sell around 20% of red t-shirts, right? So we are multiplying the 20% of total 20% into the number of products that we have actually sold. So 155 into 20% is basically 31. So if we had like planned our sales uh, like similar to what we had actually budgeted for last year, then we would have sold around 31 units, right? Out of 155 that we have sold, 31 would be sold as per our budget, correct? Similarly, like for green color, 47 is the number that we are selling. Like out of 155, 30% is what we budgeted for, right? So 30% of 155 is 47, and then 78 is what we are selling for black color. तो हमने ये एक तरह से एक्चुअल नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स निकाल दिया जिसपे उस परसेंटेज के हिसाब से जिसपे हमने बजट किया था. अंडरस्टूड? Any questions on this one before we move to the next part? Or do you guys want me to repeat? Please let me know.
The 155 in the total column, total row of the actual units of budget mix, is it the total of this in the volume table?
So
First
I tell
column.
you, yeah. So I tell you again, what we are trying to do is like basically यहाँ पे just a second. Yeah. In the blue color, we have the budget sales, right? कि हमें कितना कौन से प्रोडक्ट का कितना बेचना है, correct? Like we want to sell around 20%. जो हम total sales होगा उसका 20% should be red color and 30% should be green and 50% should be black. This was our budget. This was our planning. Okay, this was our last sales. Could be anything. That like basically some kind of benchmark that we are trying to compare with. Okay. Now instead of this, what we actually end up selling is these number of units. Instead of selling the 30, we are selling 35. 45 is remaining same. 75 is actually same. The number of units that we are able to sell more is 5, and total is actually 155. Now we are trying to analyze key out of these 155 units, what would have happened if we were able to maintain our this percentage? So out of 155, 20% is 31, and then out of 155, 30% is 47, and out of 155, 50% is basically 78. Okay.
हाँ, पर इनका अगर हम टोटल करेंगे तो 156 आएगा ना।
एक्चुअली वो एक्चुअली डेसिमल पॉइंट्स में, सो इसलिए वो दिख नहीं
Okay.
रहा. Okay,
Okay.
cool. I have
Yes, yes.
round decimals, that is why it is not visible, but इतना ही आएगा because 155 का we are actually calculating the 100%, correct? 50 plus 30 plus 20 is 100%. तो वो किसी भी हालत में 155 से ज्यादा नहीं आएगा. ठीक है, 100% ऑफ ए नंबर इज एक्चुअली 100% ओनली. ठीक है. नाउ वी आर ट्राइंग टू एनालाइज कि अगर हम अपने बजट के हिसाब से चलते तो हमारा टर्नओवर कितना आएगा, एंड दैट इज एक्सप्लेन्ड बाय द सेकंड कॉलम हियर. सो द नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स व्हिच लाइक दिस वन 31, and then the unit price that we have actually decided to sold, कि हमारा बजट प्राइस जो है कि हम इतने यूनिट्स पे बेचेंगे, that like our planning, as per our planning or as per our budget or as per our last year, whatever benchmark we have set. So like I'm selling 31 units at the same price at 200 rupees, and my turnover is 6,200. In the second one, I'm selling 47 units at 100 rupees, and my turnover is 4650. And this is the number for black t-shirts. So volume impact is nothing but the difference of what we were planning to sell, like the revenue that we are trying to generate. Okay, and then this number, this is our volume impact. Understood? As you can see, 6,200 minus 6,000 is the 200 impact. So ये difference actually आ कहाँ से रहा है? Anyone who can like take a chance and try to explain why do we have a volume impact here?
Sir, because actually, as per the mix, like the budgeted values, only
Mhm.
one extra unit had to be sold, but we sold 4 more, and they are high value units. That's why the total volume effect has gone up.
Okay, so this is our budget sales, right? And this is our actual sales, and this is our volume impact, right? So we are actually selling 35, right? Whereas like we were supposed to sell around 31, like as per the percentage that we have planned, right? And the difference is actually 4. And we are able to like actually we were able to sell 45, and as per our budget we should have sold around 47, right? And the impact here is -2. Similarly, we got the number for this one also. Okay, now this is the mix impact. Like even though the unit price is actually same, but since the number of units that we are actually planning to sell earlier, like 150 की जगह हम 155 बेच रहे हैं, instead of selling 150 and now we are selling 155, so there is a mix impact also, because we have changed the basically the product or service mix. Like we have a product or service mix of red, green, and black colors. So there is a proportion of like each individual units that we are selling. Wo proportion has changed, and that proportion has changed. That is actually leading to a mix impact. So instead of just just a second, instead of just having a volume impact, we also have a mix impact here. ठीक है? तो mix impact तब होता है जब हमारे पास जब हम सेम नंबर ऑफ क्वांटिटीज सोल्ड नहीं कर रहे होते हैं, देयर इज अ चेंज इन द प्रोपोर्शन आल्सो. So let us take another example. Like instead of 150 we are selling 155, correct? This time what we are going to do is we are increasing 5 units in the red color and decreasing 5 units in the black color, and let us see कि क्या होता है. So instead of selling 75, I'm selling 70 here. Okay, now earlier I was selling 150. ठीक है, अभी I am selling 150 only, but I have changed the proportion. So red color I was selling 30, now I'm selling 35. Green color I was selling 45, now I'm also selling 45. Black color I was selling 75, now I'm selling 70. The proportion has changed. ठीक है, since the proportion has changed, ठीक है, there is a impact in the mix impact कि हमने proportion change किया तो यहाँ पे दिखेगा, mix impact के अंदर दिखेगा, because जहाँ पर हमने proportion change नहीं किया there is no impact. पिछली बार भी उसका रेवेन्यू उतना था 4,500. दिस टाइम ऑल्सो देर इज ए सिमिलर सेम रेवेन्यू ऑफ 4,500. बट जो बाकी दो प्रोडक्ट्स है हमारे पास, रेड टी शर्ट्स और ब्लैक टी शर्ट्स, उसमें द रेवेन्यू हैज चेंज्ड. Like for t-shirts which are red in color, we are able to generate 1,000 rupees more in revenue. Why? Because we are selling 5 more units there. Because we are selling more 5 units and we are not changed the price. The price impact is 0 and volume impact is also 0. Now why volume impact is 0? Because there is a reason behind it, like why volume impact is actually 0. Now that reason is basically that earlier also we were selling 115 units, and this time also we are selling the 115 units. That's why the volume impact is 0. तो अगर हम 150 का उसी पे हम परसेंटेज निकालते तो उतना ही आता, करेक्ट, राइट? एंड सिंस वो उतना ही आता, देयर इज नो वॉल्यूम इम्पैक्ट. ठीक है, वो एक तरह से बैलेंस आउट कर लेते हैं एक दूसरे को. अंडरस्टूड? वॉल्यूम इम्पैक्ट तब जनरेट होता है देन देयर इज ए change in the overall units that we are selling. In the last year, if we are selling around 500 units, और इस बार भी हम 500 ही बेच रहे हैं, then there is no going to be a volume impact. नहीं दिखाएगा वो. बट अगर प्रोपोर्शन चेंज हुआ है, रेड कलर्स का जगह हम ग्रीन ज्यादा बेच रहे हैं या फिर ग्रीन की जगह ब्लैक ज्यादा बेच रहे हैं, then that impact will be shown in mix impact. So mix impact is basically nothing but when you are changing the proportion of the number of units that you are selling. तो यहाँ पे दिखता है वो, लाइक हमने 5 ज्यादा बेचा, 30 जगह 35 बेच रहे हैं. सो फॉर पर यूनिट वी आर we are selling 5 more units and each unit is 200 rupees. So 200 rupees into 5 is 1,000. That's why in the mix impact we are having a impact of 1,000 rupees. Green may we are not changing anything. Black may we are reducing the number of units by 5. So 5 into 80 is 400. So हमारा revenue वहां से 400 rupees कम हो गया, and that is shown in the mix impact only. ठीक है? Price impact was very simple, right? Like price change करने पे जो भी impact आता है, ठीक है, assuming कि our number of units are sold जो वो constant है, तो that is the price impact. That is very simple. ठीक है? Volume impact is basically when there is a overall change in the number of units that we are selling, that will be shown by the volume impact. But whenever there is a change in the proportion or change in the price as well, that is shown by the mix impact. तो mix impact का मैं एक बार कैलकुलेशन भी समझा देता हूँ. It is nothing but 35 जो हम अभी बेच रहे हैं और जितना प्लान किया था, 35 minus 30 is 5. Number of green will remain same, which is 45 and 45. And lastly, black color like 70 minus 75 is actually minus 5. And since का price same है, तो हम price से multiply कर देंगे, we will get the revenue. And that change the revenue is going to be our mix impact. Understood? Is there any confusion? If yes, then please let me know. I will re-explain. Hello, am I audible, guys?
Yes, sir, it is
It is
clear.
clear, but
Let me know
by
if
the
you
way,
want.
but
Yep.
is this deviation column and the mix effect column are the same values, or it would always be same?
This one?
This one mix effect column and then the deviation column.
In this
In
case,
the-
it is same because we only have mix impact, right? Else it will be the sum of volume impact, mix impact, and price impact, because we are trying to show like why there is a change in the revenue, and that can be explained by volume impact, mix impact, and price impact. Right now we don't have any volume impact because we are selling 115 units in both the scenarios, in the budget also, in the actual also. That is why we don't have a volume impact. We are not changing the prices. That is why there is no price impact. but we have changed the proportion of the number of units that we're actually selling. That is why we have a mixed impact. So जरूरी नहीं है कि लाइक वो हमेशा सेम ही आएगा, वो एक ही केस में सेम आएगा जब हमारे पास कोई प्राइस चेंज नहीं कर रहे हैं और ओवरऑल नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स में कोई चेंज नहीं कर रहे. ओनली इन दैट केस this column K and column R will remain same. Cool.
Okay.
Let us take a few more examples. Okay. Anyone who would like to ask like कि क्या inputs रखने हैं? Anyone, any suggestions कि what is it that we can analyze? किसको क्या change करें बताओ? Simple question. Give me any scenario that we want to analyze. Any scenario.
Increase the unit price and decrease the units sold.
Okay. So let us pick the row number 14 again. Number of units that we are selling is 30 and number of units price that we have is 200. Unit price is 200. So I'm increasing the unit price by 220. Okay. Okay. So I'm for every unit like 13 units, I am actually earning 20 rupees more, and that is why we have a 600 rupees increase, right? And that is why we have a price impact. Now I'm decreasing the number of units that we are selling for 25. ठीक है, अब क्या हो रहा है मेरे पास? आई एम सेलिंग 25 यूनिट्स. तो बेसिकली सिंपल मैथ्स है यार, और कुछ नहीं है. देखो नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स कितना कम हुआ मेरा? 5. करेक्ट. फ्रॉम 30 आई एम सेलिंग 25, तो 5 यूनिट्स मेरा कम हो गया. करेक्ट. हर एक यूनिट पे मेरा कितना इम्पैक्ट पड़ा रेवेन्यू के ऊपर? तो अर्लियर मेरा 200 प्राइस था, ठीक है, अभी मैं बेच रहा हूँ 220 पे. इनिशियली आई वाज प्लानिंग टू सेल at the price of 200 rupees. Now I'm selling at 220 rupees. For each unit, I am actually earning 20 rupees more. ठीक है. अब मैं मान लो यहाँ पे 20 रुपीज लिख दूंगा और मैं बोलूंगा कि 100 रुपए इंक्रीज हुआ. नहीं, 100 रुपए नहीं हुआ इंक्रीज. वाई? एक्सप्लेन इट. कोई बताएगा मुझे प्लीज, ये 100 रुपए क्यों नहीं हुआ? लाइक टोटल 100 रुपए क्यों नहीं है? कम ऑन गाइस, टोटल इंक्रीज मेरा कितना आएगा? टोटल इंक्रीज और डिक्रीज कितना आएगा मेरा? एनीवन? टोटल इंक्रीज और डिक्रीज मेरा 100 नहीं आएगा, बिकॉज जो मैं बाकी 13 यूनिट्स बेच रहा हूँ, ठीक है, जो बाकी मैं यूनिट्स बेच रहा हूँ एक्चुअली वो भी तो मैं हायर प्राइस पे बेच रहा हूँ ना. करेक्ट. तो अगर मैं पहले 30 यूनिट्स बेच रहा था, ठीक है, और उसको मैं 200 रुपए पे बेच रहा था, तो मेरा टोटल जो टर्नओवर था वो 6000 था. करेक्ट. दिस टाइम आई एम सेलिंग 25 यूनिट्स एट 220 रुपीज. तो मेरा जो टर्नओवर है वो है 5500. ठीक है, समझे? इट इज नथिंग बट
Yes, sir.
मल्टीप्लिकेशन ऑफ 25.
मल्टीप्लिकेशन है, बाकी कुछ नहीं. टर्नओवर का टर्नओवर कैलकुलेशन है.
हाँ, वो सिंपल मैथ्स है, मल्टीप्लिकेशन और कुछ नहीं है. ठीक है. नाउ ये 500 जो है, इसमें हमारे पास 3 तरह के इम्पैक्ट दिख रहे हैं. हमें वॉल्यूम इम्पैक्ट भी दिख रहा है, मिक्स इम्पैक्ट भी दिख रहा है और प्राइस इम्पैक्ट भी दिख रहा है. नाउ प्राइस इम्पैक्ट तो हमने समझा था कि वो आएगा ही आएगा. करेक्ट. बट ये बाकी इम्पैक्ट कहाँ से आ रहा है? तो प्राइस इम्पैक्ट से क्या हुआ? बेसिकली वी वर बाय चेंजिंग द प्राइस वी वर एबल टू जनरेट 500 रुपीज मोर रेवेन्यू. ठीक है, हमने 500 रुपये ज़्यादा कमा लिया प्राइस चेंज करके, बट उस प्राइस चेंज करने का कोई बेनिफिट नहीं हुआ बिकॉज आवर सेल्स हैव गॉन डाउन. Earlier we were selling around 30 units, now we are selling 25 units. तो मेरे को 5 यूनिट मेरा कम हो गया है. ठीक है, अब मेरा 5 यूनिट पे कम हुआ तो उस पर नुकसान कितना हुआ? वो हुआ मेरा 200 प्लस 800. अब ये 200 और 800 कैसे निकला? एनीवन हु
Change in the percentage because of the
हाँ,
total.
बेसिकली वो करेक्ट, वो परसेंटेज से चेंज हुआ. सो क्योंकि मेरा 5 यूनिट चेंज, यहाँ पे मेरा जो टोटल 145 यूनिट्स मैं इस बार बेच रहा हूँ, राइट, इंस्टेड ऑफ 150. तो because we have change in the number of units that we are selling compared to the last year or compared to our benchmark, we have a volume impact. Okay. And since the proportion is also changed, like from 25, it is 29, from 45, from 30, it is 29, and from 45, it is 44, and 75, it is 73. There is a mix impact also. ठीक है, proportion की वजह से जब भी change होगा, it will be captured by the mix, and volume की वजह से जो भी impact होगा, वो भी capture होगा इससे, इस वाले table से, volume impact से. तो अभी हमने 5 यूनिट यहाँ पे कम किया था, करेक्ट? मैं एक काम करता हूँ, मैं ब्लैक के अंदर 5 यूनिट एक्स्ट्रा ही डाल देता हूँ, ठीक है? नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स मैं पहले बेच रहा था ना 150, दैट आई हैव रिमेन कांस्टेंट, ठीक है? प्रपोर्शन चेंज कर दिया मैंने, तो 30 की जगह मैं 25 बेच रहा हूँ और मैंने प्राइस भी चेंज कर दिया. नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स मेरा सेम ही है, 150. There is no volume impact, but there is a price impact and there is a mix impact because I have changed the proportion, and because I have changed the unit price, there is a impact there, right there in the revenue. ठीक है? तो by changing the price, I was able to earn 500 rupees more. मुझे 500 रुपए ज्यादा मिल गए. कैसे मिले? Let us see. Like 30 यूनिट्स मैंने बेचे तो 6000 के बेच दिए, एंड अभी मैंने 25 यूनिट्स बेचे हैं 220 पे, तो 500 रुपए का मेरे को यहाँ पे नुकसान हो गया टोटल, बिकॉज 500 रुपए का मेरे को बेनिफिट हुआ था एंड 1000 रुपीज का यहाँ पे नुकसान, तो बैलेंस आउट हो गया, टोटल मेरे को 500 रुपए का नुकसान हुआ. तो ये 500 रुपए जो है ना, ये एज एक्सप्लेन होता है बाय प्राइस इम्पैक्ट एंड बाय मिक्स इम्पैक्ट. समझे? एनी डाउट्स और एनी क्वेश्चंस?
Clear.
श्योर. Come on guys, speak up.
Yes, sir, it is clear.
ओके, तो एक एनालिसिस और करते हैं, ठीक है? गिव मी अनदर सिनेरियो रन, एक बार और कुछ और ट्राई करते हैं मे बी. एनी अदर सिनेरियो प्लीज. आई थिंक तुम्हें ये समझ नहीं आ रहा होगा कि 500 पैसे आया. ओके, इफ यू guys are able to understand, any one of you can please explain how we have a positive impact and price impact. The price impact में why do we have a 500 increase? Anyone? Akshay, maybe you can try. Why do we have a 500 rupees?
Can I see the slide once again?
Yeah, sure. Just a second. Yep. Do you want to see the slide?
No, this one. This one.
It's simple math.
So this is the difference of turnover, no? So the price impact is just the difference of the turnover. We have lost 500 rupees, so we have lost
Not the
500.
difference of turnover. It is not the difference of turnover. It is the impact that is arriving because you have changed the price of that particular product. So 500 रुपए
Yes.
से increase हो रहा है. Now, how is that possible? What is the math behind it?
220 into 25, which is 5500, and minus 200 into 30.
नहीं, that will actually be a loss of 500 rupees. पर 500 रुपए हम एक्स्ट्रा कैसे कमा रहे हैं? Okay, let me tell you. So earlier, we were selling 30 units, right? At unit price of 200 rupees. ठीक है? Now we are selling 25 units at unit price of 220. ठीक है? इन यूनिट्स को अगर मैं इस प्राइस पे बेचता तो मेरा रेवेन्यू कितना होता? 5,000, करेक्ट?
Yes, correct. Yes, yes.
नाउ एनी यूनिट्स को मैं बेच रहा हूँ 220 के प्राइस पे, ठीक है, विच इज हायर. तो मैं हर यूनिट पे एक्चुअली आई एम अर्निंग 220 रुपीज मोर, and since I'm on each unit I'm earning 20 rupees more and I'm selling 25 units, so total मेरा जो इम्पैक्ट हुआ प्राइस चेंज की वजह से वो मैंने 500 रुपए ज्यादा कमा लिया. जितनी भी मेरी सेल्स हुई है,
Yes, yes, correct, 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 correct.
जितनी भी मेरी
That is
सेल्स
just
हुई
the
है,
impact of the price.
हाँ राइट, व्हाट इज द इम्पैक्ट ऑन योर करंट सेल्स दैट ऑफ दैट, जितनी भी मैंने सेल्स करी है उस पे प्राइस के जैसे कितना इम्पैक्ट हुआ, दैट इज 500 रुपीज. हमने 20 रुपए इंक्रीज किया, 25 चीजें बेची और मेरे पास 500 रुपए ज्यादा आ गए. इजी मैथ्स, ठीक है. अभी मिक्स इम्पैक्ट 1000 कैसे आया?
5 units कम हुआ ना, तो उसके
5
वजह
यूनिट,
से 5
हाँ
units
मेरा
कम
पास
हुआ।
5 यूनिट्स कम हुआ मेरे पास, और उन 5 यूनिट्स को मैं 200 रुपए पे बेचता था, करेक्ट. लाइक आई एम एबल टू सेल 5 लेसर यूनिट्स दिस टाइम एंड आई यूज्ड टू सेल दिस 5 यूनिट्स एट 200 रुपीज. तो टोटल जो मेरे पास नुकसान हुआ बिकॉज ऑफ प्राइस चेंज दैट इज 1000, राइट. अभी मैं आपको बोलूं कि आपके पास 10 एप्पल्स है, ठीक है, 10 एप्पल्स है. आपने लास्ट ईयर इन्हीं 10 एप्पल्स को बेचा था मे बी 2 रुपीज पे, टोटल 20 रुपीज आ गए थे. अभी यू आर एबल टू सेल ओनली 8 एप्पल्स एट द सेम प्राइस, ठीक है. कितना हुआ नुकसान इस बार? सिंपल मैथ्स, 4 रुपीज हुआ, करेक्ट. अभी मैं एप्पल्स का प्राइस चेंज कर दूं, अगर 8 रुपए रख दूं, ठीक है, तो मेरे पास इस बार कितना नुकसान होएगा? मेरे पास 12 रुपए होगा, करेक्ट. अगर 1 रुपए का एप्पल बेचता हूँ तो मैं टोटल 8 रुपए कमा पाऊंगा. पिछली बार मैंने 20 रुपए कमाए थे, 2 रुपए का एक एप्पल बेच के मैंने 10 एप्पल बेचे, 20 रुपए कमाए. Okay, let me write. Maybe you will be able to explain or understand better. Last year, apples बेचे मैंने, sold were 10, price था मेरा 2 rupees, ठीक है. This is total. ठीक है, this total is 20 rupees, ठीक है. This year मैंने बेचे 8, प्राइस सेम रखा, टोटल कितना आया मेरे पास? 16 रुपए, करेक्ट. इतना तो इजी है ना समझना.
Yes, sir.
And difference is 4 rupees.
So basically, this is like the volume loss due to the volume, not due to price.
This is actually, इसको कहीं पे डालते नहीं है बिकॉज प्रोपोर्शन भी इसमें एक ही है, तो इसमें एनालाइज करेंगे नहीं हम, ठीक है. बट द पॉइंट विच आई एम ट्राइंग टू मेक इज बेसिकली, पिछली बार 10 यूनिट बेचा था हमने, 2 रुपए का था तो 20 रुपए आया. इस बार 16 रुपए ही कमाया हमने, 4 रुपए बचा, ठीक है. अब मैं अगर प्राइस चेंज करता हूँ यहाँ पे, मैं 1 रुपए का बेच रहा हूँ अब, ठीक है, तो टोटल में नुकसान कितना हुआ? 12 रुपए. अब ये 12 रुपए क्यों हुआ? Is it because of the price change or is it because of the volume change? बताओ.
दोनों का चेंज हुआ है.
दोनों का हुआ, बट प्राइस की वजह से कितना हुआ और वॉल्यूम की वजह से कितना हुआ?
प्राइस की वजह से 10 रुपीज और वॉल्यूम
प्राइस
की
की वजह से 10 रुपीज हुआ,
2
ठीक है.
रुपीज.
प्राइस, तो बेसिकली हम क्या करेंगे एनालाइज करने के लिए, सेम यूनिट्स ऑफ एप्पल बेच दो, ठीक है, और फिर देख लो डिफरेंस कितना हुआ. 10 आया, मैंने 10 लिख दिया, ठीक है. इस बार मैं प्राइस चेंज नहीं कर रहा, मैं प्राइस सेम रख रहा हूँ. ठीक है, मैं नंबर ऑफ यूनिट चेंज कर रहा हूँ, 8
वैसे 2 रुपए
4 रुपए।
करेक्ट।
Yep. So एंड 4 टोटल हमारे पास आया 14 यहाँ पे, ठीक है। नाउ लेट अस चेंज दिस वन, और यहाँ पे हमारे पास आता 12। अब ये डिफरेंस तुम्हें यहाँ पे दिख रहा होगा, राइट? ये डिफरेंस बेसिकली आता है इसकी वजह से, मिक्स इम्पैक्ट की वजह से। इसलिए हमारे पास वॉल्यूम इम्पैक्ट और प्राइस इम्पैक्ट अलग से है, और एक दोनों का मिक्स इम्पैक्ट भी हमारे पास है, बिकॉज जब भी प्रोपोर्शन चेंज होता है तो कुछ एक्स्ट्रा नुकसान भी होता है। दैट इज एक्सप्लेन्ड बाय द मिक्स इम्पैक्ट। एक बार यही सिनेरियो रन करते हैं दोबारा उसमें मल्टीपल प्रोडक्ट्स के ऊपर, एंड लेट अस सी कि उसको कैसे एनालाइज करते हैं। Yep. Now I'm selling same number of units again, and unit price is also same. ठीक है, let us take another scenario. I'm increasing the number of units of red. ठीक है, कि let us see, मतलब मैनेजमेंट ने ये देखा कि सबसे ज्यादा रेवेन्यू मेरा जो जनरेट होता है वो होता है ब्लैक और रेड की वजह से। बट रेड में जो जनरेट होता है, लाइक रेड एक्चुअली वो टी शर्ट्स हैं बेसिकली जो हम सबसे कम बेच के भी सबसे ज्यादा टर्नओवर जनरेट करते हैं, ठीक है। तो उस पर हमने कुछ प्रमोशंस एक्टिविटीज करी, ठीक है। एंड इंस्टेड ऑफ सेलिंग 30 मिनट्स वी वर एबल टू सेल अराउंड 45 दिस टाइम। हमने 45 ज्यादा बेच दी, ठीक है। और बिकॉज वी वर फोकसिंग ऑन दी सेलिंग रेड टी शर्ट्स मोर, तो हमारा बाकी चीजों पे थोड़ा इम्पैक्ट आ गया, ठीक है। उन पे क्या इम्पैक्ट आया, लाइक वी आर सेलिंग दोज टी शर्ट्स लेस नाउ। तो यहाँ पे हमने इसको 60 बेच दिया, ठीक है। तो 15 यहाँ पे इंक्रीज हुआ और 15 यहाँ पे डिक्रीज हो गया। इस केस में हमारे पास कोई वॉल्यूम इम्पैक्ट नहीं है, बिकॉज नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स आर सेम, 150 यहाँ पे 150 यहाँ पर है। तो वॉल्यूम इम्पैक्ट इज नन, प्राइस इज ऑल्सो नन, बिकॉज हमने कोई प्राइस चेंज नहीं किया, ठीक है। मिक्स का इम्पैक्ट है हमारे पास यहाँ पे 15, हमने रेड टी शर्ट ज्यादा बेची हैं, ठीक है। तो 15 हमने ज्यादा बेची है एट द बजट प्राइस, बिकॉज देयर इज नो चेंज इन प्राइस। सो दैट्स व्हाई यहाँ पे जो एक्स्ट्रा जनरेट हुआ रेवेन्यू बाय इंक्रीजिंग द नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स वो है 3000। और जो लॉस हमने उठाया बाय चेंजिंग द प्रोडक्ट मिक्स बाय सेलिंग लेस नंबर ऑफ ब्लैक टी शर्ट्स, तो ब्लैक के अंदर जो नेगेटिव रेवेन्यू है द चेंज द रेवेन्यू विच इज नेगेटिव, दैट इज ऑन 15 यूनिट्स इनटू 80 रुपीज विच इज 1200 रुपए। तो इस स्ट्रेटेजी से कि we will focus more on red color and less on black color, we are able to generate 1800 rupees more in revenue. तो ओवरऑल हमारे काफी बेनिफिट है, बट जो कैटेगरीज हैं ब्लैक कलर की उसमें वी हैव डिक्रीज रेवेन्यू, समझे?
यस सर।
सो जब भी कोई डिसीजन लेना होता है ना, दे ऑलवेज टेक दीज काइंड ऑफ सिनेरियोज इन माइंड, एंड बिफोर टेकिंग दोज डिसीजंस, लाइक हम किस पे फोकस करना है, किस पे मार्केटिंग करना है, किस पे चेंज करना है, किसको प्राइस कम करना है, किस पे ज्यादा करना है, किस पे कम करना है, ऑल दोज डिसीजंस के अंदर यू यूज सिमिलर काइंड ऑफ मॉडल्स, एंड देयर कैन बी चेंज इन द डेप्थ ऑफ एनालिसिस। अभी तो वी जस्ट है वॉल्यूम प्राइस मिक्स, बट इसके अंदर और भी डेप्थ आ जाती है, लाइक देयर इज अ चेंज इन द मार्जिन
प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी।
सेम एज मार्जिन, यस। प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी आ गया, मार्केटिंग आ गया, प्रमोशन कॉस्ट आ गया, या फिर सप्लायर मॉडल आ गया, फिर फंडिंग आ गया, डिस्काउंट आ गया, लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स, राइट। दिस वन बेसिक पीस जो सबसे पहले करता है, ठीक है। इसी के अंदर यू जस्ट कीप ऑन बिल्डिंग अदर थिंग्स। लाइक अभी मैं डिस्काउंट नहीं दे रहा हूँ, डिस्काउंट भी दे सकते हैं इसके अंदर, एंड देन वी कैन एनालाइज कि डिस्काउंट की वजह से कितना दिन बेटा है, करेक्ट? तो ये like this graph, this is actually telling us कि we were 16,500 पहले बेच रहे थे, now we are selling 18,300 because we have a change in revenue which is 1,800 rupees extra, and that is because of the mix impact. Mix impact is nothing but whenever there is a change in the proportion of number of units that we are selling earlier and now. Cool है? Understood?
Yes, clear.
Okay, so next time when you are building the dashboards, please keep this topic in mind. Try to create a budget for every product, okay? And maybe you can take some arrangements. ज़्यादा डेटा सेट पे काम करने की जरूरत नहीं है, ठीक है? स्मॉल कैटेगरी लाइक 3-4 कैटेगरी उठा लिया, उस पर काम कर लिया, ठीक है? उन पे काम करने के बाद यू कैन शो इन द डैशबोर्ड कि दिस इज वन लाइक ए डेमो ऑफ द सेल्स ब्रिज एनालिसिस, एंड देन मेंशन इन योर resume. While giving an interviewer, don't tell them you have created a sales dashboard. Instead of telling them sales dashboard, you tell them like you try to help a company in taking well-informed decisions by providing them insights on whether they should increase the price of a product or not, whether they should increase the quantity of a product or not, whether they should go for a marketing campaign for one of the products or not, what could be the possible impact. Okay, lead the conversations like these instead of just telling them what did you have built a sales dashboard where you're showing the last year's sales and this year's sales. Nobody is interested in nowadays. These things are becoming very common. Okay, just try to be unique in your interview rounds. Try to speak more on these topics, the real analytics part. Okay, the tools are basically the tools which are helping you in doing these analytics, but main part yahi hai. Okay, when these tools were not there in market, when Power BI was not there, when Tableau was not there, when Excel was not there, okay, but these theories have been defined in the last 100 years. Okay, so somebody was calculating on a piece of paper, somebody was calculating on an Excel sheet. Slowly and slowly they started doing on a Power BI, somebody on Python, some other tools. So tool will always keep changing, but your real piece of analytics will not change. These things will not change. So lead your conversations like these, and then focus on how you were able to showcase this analysis in a Power BI tool. Okay. The next sheet that we have is for multiple categories this time. Like earlier, we were only selling t-shirts of different types, correct? This time we are selling some other products also, like WATY and OTA, like some random names. Like these kind of flip flops है हमारे पास, कुछ sunglasses हैं, and then we have the codes also. So यहाँ पे instead of showing the change in the revenue or like at overall level, हम यहाँ पे दिखा रहे हैं basically कि t-shirts में तुमने जो strategy लगाई है, the strategy which you have changed, how is that changing your revenue? That is explained by these waterfall charts that we have, flip flops, sunglasses. तो हर एक कैटेगरी का हमें we can easily assess यहाँ पे इस पे देख के. Now let us see कि इसको कैसे रीड करना है. So we have same number of columns यहाँ पर भी और वहाँ पर भी. Like we have blue में we have budget, green में we have actual, and we have the deviation, and then we have volume and mix and price impact. And we are selling 8 products here, like t-shirts, flip flops, and sunglasses, and some number of units actually given here. So let us take a simple example first. कि मैं selling जो कर रहा हूँ same number of units कर रहा हूँ at the same price also. ठीक है, सेम प्राइस पे मैं बेच रहा हूँ. ठीक है, अगर मैं सेम प्राइस पे सेम चीजें बेच रहा हूँ, सेम नंबर भी बेच रहा हूँ, तो देयर इज नॉट गोइंग टू बी एनी इम्पैक्ट. कोई डेविएशन नहीं होगा, कोई वॉल्यूम इम्पैक्ट नहीं, कोई मिक्स इम्पैक्ट नहीं, कोई प्राइस इम्पैक्ट नहीं. एवरीथिंग इज सेम. ठीक है, बजट भी सेम, एक्चुअल भी सेम. नाउ आई एम चेंजिंग द price of flip-flops. ठीक है, let us see how is that going to help me in analyzing the impact of revenue. I'm changing the price, I'm increasing the price from 50 rupees to 55 rupees. ठीक है, तो मैंने फ्लिप फ्लॉप्स में इस WATY प्रोडक्ट का प्राइस इंक्रीज करा, तो मेरे को प्राइस इम्पैक्ट दिख गया. नाउ बाय लुकिंग एट दीज ग्राफ्स नीचे वाले, आई कैन सी दैट देयर इज अ प्राइस इम्पैक्ट. मे बी आई कैन बिल्ड अनदर ग्राफ ऑन अ डैशबोर्ड which will tell me कि कौन से प्रोडक्ट पे इंक्रीज हुआ. मुझे देख के पता चल जाएगा, like WTAY is the product जहाँ पे we have 75 increase in the revenue. Now I'm changing the number of units from 15 to 10. ठीक है, instead of selling 15 units, now we are selling 10 units. ठीक है, now and we will also change the price from 50 to 55. ठीक है, अभी यही 10 यूनिट अगर मेरे को बेचनी होती at 50 rupees, then I would have earned 500 rupees. Correct? This year I'm selling 10 units. ठीक है, इसका लास्ट ईयर का प्राइस था 50 रुपीज. तो हाउ वुड आई हैव लाइक अर्नड अगर मैं सेम प्राइस पे बेचता तो रेवेन्यू में 500. करेक्ट, 50 into 10. And how much am I earning now? I'm earning, I have sold 10 units और प्राइस मैंने इंक्रीज कर दिया 550. तो आई एम actually earning 50 rupees more compared to my last year. Then that is the price impact. Now, since there is a change in the proportion also, earlier I was selling to 265 units and now I'm selling 260. Since there is a change in the proportion, there is a volume impact and there is a mix impact. Now we already discussed the volume impact or mix impact kaise nikalna hai, so I won't spend much time there unless and until you guys have any questions on this one. So guys, please unmute yourself, ask me questions, ask me your doubts, anything you want to. Abby, Akshay, Ellen, Devansh, Gaurav, Gitika, Harshala, Hemant, Kushbu. Are you guys able to follow up?
Yes, sir.
Okay, those who are able to follow up, please raise your hands. Okay, Nagveni, Sandeep, Harshala, Gitika, Abby, please let me know if you have any questions, please. Feel free to ask any questions. Like वो session इसलिए रखा है because to help you guys in understanding कि different concept क्या क्या है हमारे पास analytics के अंदर.
Yeah,
अगर-
I have one question.
Yep.
So in the deviation, I can see there is minus 200
Correct.
for flip-flops. So please tell me how is that coming?
Okay. So let us see कि आपने संदीप लास्ट ईयर 15 यूनिट्स थे आपके पास फ्लिप फ्लॉप्स की, ठीक है, एंड आपने 50 रुपीज पे एक फ्लिप बेचा, तो टोटल रेवेन्यू जो आप जनरेट कर रहे थे दैट वाज 15 into 50, 750. ठीक है, नाउ यू आर सेलिंग एक्चुअली 10 यूनिट्स, 10 यूनिट बेच रहे हो आप, ठीक है, एट ए प्राइस ऑफ 550. तो टोटल कितना बेचा इस बार? 550 बेचा. पिछली बार कितना बेचा था? पिछली बार आपने बेचा 750. So 750 minus 250, what is the change in revenue from last year to this year? That is 200 rupees. Correct?
200.
Now, is it this 200, is it because of the change in the price or change in the units that you have sold? It is actually a mix of both. तो
Yeah,
अगर
this is a mix of both.
संदीप आपको है ना 10 यूनिट बेचनी है, ठीक है, और 55 पे बेचना है, तो आप कितना टर्नओवर करोगे? 550 करोगे, करेक्ट? और मैं बोलूंगा आप 10 यूनिट ही बेचो पर पिछले प्राइस पे बेचो, तो आप कितना बेचोगे? 500. करेक्ट?
500, yes.
ठीक है, तो अभी आप कितना अर्न कर रहे हो? अभी आप कितना कर रहे थे? 550। तो 550 माइनस
हाँ।
50 इज योर 15 यूनिट्स, मतलब 50 इन रेवेन्यू। मतलब कि
Yes.
आपने एक प्रोडक्ट के ऊपर 5 रुपए इंक्रीज किया, यू हैव चेंज द प्राइस ऑफ प्रोडक्ट बाय 5 रुपीज एंड यू आर सेलिंग 10 यूनिट्स। तो टोटल इम्पैक्ट कितना है प्राइस चेंज करने का? 50 रुपीज,
50.
करेक्ट? तो 50 रुपए
हाँ
आप ज्यादा कमा रहे हो प्राइस चेंज करके।
हाँ.
ठीक है, प्राइस चेंज करके 50 रुपए एक्स्ट्रा कमा रहे हो आप, बट नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स आपकी इतनी गिर गई हैं कि आपको ओवरऑल बेनिफिट नहीं हुआ, आपको नुकसान हो गया 200 रुपए का। वो कैसे हुआ? सो अर्लियर आई वाज सेलिंग 15 यूनिट्स 50 रुपए पे, आई वाज अर्निंग रेवेन्यू ऑफ 750 रुपीज टोटल। ठीक है, अभी आई एम सेलिंग 5 लेसर यूनिट्स, मैंने 5 यूनिट्स कम बेचा। तो मैंने अगर 5 यूनिट्स कम बेचा और मैं उनको 50 रुपए पे बेच सकता था, तो 50 इंटू 5 लाइक 50 इंटू 5 इज 250, करेक्ट?
Yes.
मैंने इस बार 10 यूनिट कम बेचा। ठीक है, यही 10 यूनिट मैंने पिछली बार 500 रुपए में बेची थी, करेक्ट?
Yes.
तो अम,
मैंने
पाँच-
कम यूनिट बेचे और फिर वो ज्यादा प्राइस में बेची, तब भी लॉस हो गई मुझे।
तब भी
लेकिन
लॉस हो,
मेरा जो सेल है वो कम है
करेक्ट?
कंपैरिजन टू दैट.
यप, उसकी वजह से लाइक देयर इज ए चेंज इन द रेवेन्यू, we have a impact also, price impact also, and mix impact also.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions, guys? I hope you are able to analyze कि पिछली बार हमने 750 बेचा था, तो इस बार हमने 10 यूनिट कम बेचा है। ठीक है, तो 10 यूनिट हम 500 में बेच सकते थे, तो मैं टोटल लॉस जो हुआ वो 250 का हुआ, एंड इट इज एक्सप्लेन बाय दिस वन। 250 का क्वालिफिकेशन हमारे पास यहाँ पर है, 14 यहाँ पर, 236 यहाँ पर। ठीक है, तो जब भी काम करो ऐसे उस पे हेमंत, डू यू हैव एनी क्वेश्चन? हेमंत, गौरव और देवांश?
Sir, suppose we increase the price, okay, but somebody says, okay, we increase the price, so but revenue, I mean the number of units sold is going to drop, but we need to find out the point at which it will be at least equal or higher, मतलब profit तो होना चाहिए अगर price बढ़ाएंगे, सेल बढ़ना चाहिए, तो अगर सेल का ब्रेक इवन पॉइंट निकालने की जरूरत है क्या? जैसे इसमें अभी 13.5 के आसपास कुछ तो आता है।
तो इस वाले केस में मैंने क्या किया, मैंने प्राइस भी इंक्रीज कर दिया और यूनिट्स भी इंक्रीज कर दिया। मेरे को 350 रुपए का बेनिफिट हुआ, इसमें से प्राइस इम्पैक्ट है मेरे पास 100 रुपीज, और बाकी जो इम्पैक्ट है वो इतना।
करेक्ट।
तो हम वो भी निकाल सकते हैं कि कितना प्राइस इंक्रीज करें ताकि हमारे पास रेवेन्यू पे कोई इम्पैक्ट ना आए, वो भी निकाल सकते हैं।
हाँ करेक्ट, क्योंकि रेवेन्यू पे इम्पैक्ट नहीं होना चाहिए ऐसा।
करेक्ट, तो वो भी निकाल सकते हैं क्या? कितना नंबर आएगा ये?
38 39 के आसपास, 38.5
39
38
होगा नहीं, इट इज गोइंग टू बी वेरी क्लोज टू 38, 37.8 कुछ ऐसा कुछ आएगा, तो वो निकाल सकते हैं हम चीजें, है ना? बट द मेन, ठीक है, तो आई एम गोइंग टू शेयर दिस एक्सेल फाइल विद ऑल ऑफ यू। एक बार जाके ना इस पे थोड़ा प्ले कर लेना और ट्राई टू एनालाइज कि प्राइस इम्पैक्ट कैसे चेंज हो रहा है। ठीक है,
करेक्ट, ओके।
नाउ द नेक्स्ट पार्ट दैट वी हैव इन द ट्रेनिंग is the cannibalization. So before that, we actually have a few more lines, like why it is relevant. It helps in performance tracking. हमें पता चल जाता है कि सेल्स परफॉर्मेंस कैसे जा रही है ओवर द टाइम. की ड्राइवर्स पता चल जाता है कि इज इट बिकॉज ऑफ द प्राइस चेंज, वॉल्यूम चेंज, और द like mix of both. Or it helps in taking the decisions, in well-informed decisions. Problem solving for sure, because we are trying to solve a problem of knowing कि हमारी सेल्स ऊपर जा रही है, नीचे जा रही है. And then market adaptation. So मार्केट में सबने प्राइस अगर इंक्रीज कर दी और हमने नहीं करे, और कस्टमर्स आर अडेप्टिंग टू द न्यू प्राइस और नॉट, तो वो सब चीजें इसके अंदर आ जाती हैं मार्केट अडेप्टेशन के अंदर ही. देन वी हैव ऑप्टिमाइजिंग सेल्स स्ट्रेटेजी. ऑफ कोर्स वी कैन ऑप्टिमाइज आवर सेल्स स्ट्रेटेजी कि किस पे कितना खर्च करना है, कितना नहीं करना है, किसका प्राइस रखना है, किसका कितनी प्रोडक्शन किसका कितना करना है, बिकॉज द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन एक्चुअली हैज लिमिटेड नंबर ऑफ रिसोर्सेज. सो अगर हम वापस एक्सेल पे जाएं और एक पॉइंट पे दोबारा बात करें कि हमारे पास बजट ही इतना है कि हम जो टी शर्ट्स बना रहे थे, हम 150 से ज्यादा बना ही नहीं सकते. ठीक है, हर एक टी शर्ट के अंदर रेड, ग्रीन और ब्लैक सेम मटेरियल यूज होता है मान लो. ठीक है, और हमें कौन सा सबसे ज्यादा बिकता है ना, वो है रेड कलर. मे बी बिकॉज ऑफ द प्राइस, मे बी बिकॉज ऑफ द प्रेफरेंस ऑफ द कस्टमर्स. तो हमें कौन से पे कितना खर्च करना चाहिए, ठीक है, हम उस पर करेंगे ना जिस पे डिमांड है. लाइक अगर डिमांड 30 यूनिट्स 30 की डिमांड है तो हम 30 बना देते हैं. ठीक है, 40 की डिमांड है तो हम 40 बना देंगे, 50 की डिमांड है तो 50 बना देंगे. तो देयर इज ए गोइंग टेक ए टीम विच विल एनालाइज की डिमांड कितनी है, एंड उस डिमांड के हिसाब से प्रोडक्शन होगा. और यहाँ पे वी कैन एनालाइज कि अगर हम प्राइस चेंज करें या ना करें, या फिर अगर हम वॉल्यूम चेंज करें ना करें, प्रोडक्शन इंक्रीज करें ना करें, तो इम्पैक्ट क्या होगा, क्या नहीं होगा. Going back to our slide, then we have cannibalization. Just give me a second, just have some water. Okay, so I will start explaining the cannibalization by taking example of iPhone. So अभी iPhone 15 लॉन्च हुआ था, करेक्ट? तो जब iPhone 15 लॉन्च हुआ, the number of people who are interested in buying iPhone 14 will go up, and it also can go down, correct? अगर मैं 60,000 में iPhone 14 बेच रहा हूँ, 60,000 and 65,000 में I'm selling iPhone 15, then people who are buying iPhone 14, will it go up or down? What are your thoughts? Will you buy the iPhone 14 or iPhone 15? If iPhone 14 is
It depends on how the value proposition is. Suppose 14 is very cheap compared to 15, and features
I'm already
are
telling
not
the price.
much different.
I'm telling the price, like
Feature
iPhone.
wise, if there is not much.
There are let us assume that कि वो feature wise हमेशा significant upgrade होता है. ठीक है, तो iPhone 14 is for 60,000, iPhone 15 is for 65,000.
तो iPhone 15 ही लेंगे ना हमेशा.
iPhone
there is significant upgrade. Yeah.
बट जो iPhone 14 है मार्केट में, उसको कौन लेगा फिर? बहुत कम लोग होंगे, राइट? बहुत ही कम. जिनको डिजाइन पसंद होगा, राइट? तो उसको बोलते हैं मार्केट कैनिबलाइजेशन. बेसिकली व्हेन यू आर इंट्रोड्यूसिंग ए न्यू प्रोडक्ट इन द मार्केट विच इज वेरी सिमिलर टू योर एग्जिस्टिंग ऑफरिंग्स, एंड जिसकी वजह से तुम्हारी एग्जिस्टिंग ऑफरिंग्स की जो सेल्स है वो कम हो जाए. इसलिए जब भी iPhone 15 लॉन्च होता है, that is iPhone, always the new iPhone is introduced at a higher price. Number one, whenever the new iPhone is launched, the prices of the existing iPhone actually goes down. जानबूझ के नीचे करते हैं वो, राइट? अदरवाइज इसको कोई खरीदेगा नहीं. तो अगर कोई खरीदेगा नहीं, तो जो भी iPhone 14 बेच रहा है, जो रिटेलर्स हैं जिनके पास अभी भी स्टॉक में पड़ा है, it is going to waste, and nobody is going to invest in the iPhone 15 next time बिकॉज वो iPhone 16 लाके भी iPhone 15 के साथ सेम ही करेंगे। तो उनको ये बेसिकली दे हैव टू गिव सम डिस्काउंट्स ऑन द प्रोडक्ट्स एवरी टाइम, ताकि कैनिबलाइजेशन ना हो। नाउ गोइंग फॉर्मली बाय द डेफिनेशन, it is a situation where a company's new product or service competes with internal products and potentially reduces the sales and market share of existing products only. Now, this phenomena can occur when a company introduces a new offering that overlaps with current offerings, like iPhone 14 or 15 same ही offerings है एक तरह से, कुछ difference होता है features के अंदर, but more or less the offerings are same, and it leads to a share of its own market being eaten up by the new product. So iPhone 15 के sales will always eat up the sales of iPhone 14. Maybe वो significantly नहीं है या नहीं है भी या नहीं भी है, doesn't matter, but eat तो करेगा। Like कुछ लोग होंगे जो iPhone 15 नहीं लेंगे, iPhone 14 नहीं लेंगे। अगर iPhone 15 launch नहीं करते, then maybe those customers would have bought the iPhone 14. So basically, the market share of the existing products is actually going down because of the new offerings of the same company in the same offerings. Now, what happens is basically companies often weigh the benefits of expanding their product line with the risk of cannibalization, as it can impact the overall profitability and market positioning. So what happens is, like, every time the Apple company is trying to launch a new phone or maybe a new device, uh, like I can take an example of iPod. So before iPhones were actually in the picture, I think they were also into iPod selling, right? But as and when like they started introducing more and more features in their phone category, the sales of iPods actually went down. And right now, I don't think iPod is actually in the market. iPod खत्म ही हो गए, correct? Because every feature is available in the iPhone itself. So by expanding into iPhone categories, they actually it actually led to the cannibalization of the iPod, right? They introduced a new product in the market, which is iPhone, and it actually led to the cannibalization of the iPods. धीरे धीरे, understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next part पे चलते हैं. We have basically three types of cannibalizations. So first one is basically planned cannibalization होता है, जिसमें people like the companies actually try to introduce a new product in a planned way, ताकि वो पुराने products को cannibalize कर सकें जानबूझ के. So Microsoft जैसे अपने प्रोडक्ट्स निकालती रहती है, लाइक विंडोज की डिफरेंट विंडोज निकालती रहती है, विंडोज 8 9 10 11 12, राइट? एंड वो बिल्कुल प्लान वे में होता है, लाइक दे आल्सो ऑफर सम काइंड ऑफ अपग्रेड्स अपडेट्स वगैरह देते रहते हैं. So whenever there is a new product in the market, nobody will be interested in keeping their systems on a previous version of Microsoft Windows. And that also happens in like in your phones also, like every time there's a newer upgrade in the phone, you will always try to upgrade your phone to a new operating system. Okay, so these things are like planned in a very in such a way that that they are eating the offerings of the same company and the same products, but it's actually done in a planned way. Like intentionally इनकी यही होती है कि हमें पुराना स्टॉक खत्म करना है. We don't want to continue with that. We want our customers to move on to new product, our new service. तो वो उसका अपडेट डालना छोड़ देते हैं. Like after 4 or 5 years, your TVs may stop working, your phones may stop working, because most of the applications will not be working on your old operating system. Like they will stop releasing the operating system of your new phones, of your phones, existing phones. So you, in that case, you don't have any option. You have to buy a new phone to be able to upgrade, to be able to run all of those applications. And these kind of examples are basically for planned cannibalization. So as a part of the planned cannibalization market technique, somewhere you are trying to stop your existing set of customers to use your existing services, and you want them to move on to a new product service. कुछ नया सिखाना चाहते हो उनको? Just a second. Go down for iPhone. Okay. So that is the planned cannibalization. Like it is a deliberate and occurs every time a company introduces a new product. It usually a strategic way to stay competitive, increase profit margins, customer loyalty, and market share. The other thing is basically discounts. So अगर हमने कुछ ज़्यादा डिस्काउंट दे दिया iPhone, so we had one example, right? कि iPhone 14, and you also had one example, Akshay. Like you were telling me कि अगर ज़्यादा features नहीं है iPhone 15 के अंदर, then nobody will be interested in that, right? So that is
Yes, correct.
basically discount cannibalization. कि अगर मैंने iPhone 14 बेचा 30,000 में और iPhone 15 बेचा 60,000 में, तो hardly anyone will be interested in buying iPhone 15, right? Unless and until they're getting more features. So they will try to assess the 30,000 rupees which they can save with the features that they are getting by buying a new iPhone. So if discounts are not planned correctly, strategically, then they will start eating your uh, new product or new offerings. iPhone 15 nahi lega koi, and then obviously your sales will go down, and it will also lead to a steeper discounts every time, because now I'm expecting 50% discount in the next launch of your iPhone. I will also expect कि बॉस मैं iPhone 15 नहीं ले रहा हूँ अभी, जब iPhone 16 निकलेगा तब मैं iPhone 15 लूंगा, बिकॉज मेरे को डिस्काउंट पे मिलेगा, right? And normally that is what happens, right? Right now we had a like a iPhone 15 launch. iPhone 14 was actually available at very discounted rate. So people who were actually using iPhone 10 or iPhone 11, they switched to iPhone 14 because it was available at a lesser rate, discounted rate. And the people actually have a kind of mentality that whenever there is going to be a new iPhone launch, I will buy the previous version of the iPhone, not the new one, because I can buy the same product at a lesser rate, a discounted rate. So these things have to be planned very carefully. The third thing is basically the e-commerce, and as you can see on the screen, like online stores and shopping have gone more prominent in the last decade, which has had the effect of decreasing in-person sales. So earlier we used to go and visit all the electronic stores to buy our iPhones or to buy our phones or to buy washing machines, fan, or any electronic items. But right now, everything is available online. Correct? So if I am running a offline store, let us say in Delhi, then I'm offering the services at the same price, which is also available on the online marketplace. There will be a few people who will not be visiting my store. They will be buying it from the online marketplace. Now the company might be getting benefit out of it, but my store won't be get any benefit. The reason is basically whenever the people buys anything from the market or market store, anyone from India, from any place can sell it, right? But मुझे benefit नहीं मिलेगा उसका because I'm running an offline store. So e-commerce also leads to a kind of cannibalization, that if I'm selling each and everything online, then my sales in my offline stores will actually go down. अगर मैं ये बोलूँ अभी iPhone 15 will not be available for a online purchase, then my offline जो stores है मेरे iPhone के, their sales will go up, right? Correct?
Yes, sir. So that is why many models are not or online only or offline only, especially laptops.
Correct. Like cars. ठीक है, कार ऑनलाइन कितनी है क्या? बुकिंग करा सकते हो आप, आई एग्री, बट स्टोर जाना ही पड़ता है. बुकिंग के टाइम पे भी यू हैव टू चूज दैट स्टोर के कहाँ से ले रहे हो भैया, डॉक्यूमेंटेशन कहाँ होनी है. Anyways, let us go to the next part. So I have a different case study of Apple case, like the iPad dominance. So starting में like when Apple launched the iPad, they used to be very large, size काफी बड़ा होता था उनका, full size होते थे, all the features and capabilities were there. Then they introduced in 2012 the iPad mini, which was significantly smaller and more affordable than iPad, and like with the same kind of features. Now, there was a risk of cannibalization. Nobody will actually buy the iPad because iPad mini is available at lesser prices with similar features and more affordable. So the opportunities काफी थी वहाँ पे, like maybe our competitors were into the same market and we were trying to eat up their share. So we introduced a new affordable set of iPads. But because we introduced new set of iPads, it started eating our own iPad, full size iPads. तो मैं वो पूरे जो full size iPads थे उनकी sales कम हो गई हमारी because we are selling affordable. So in that cases also, we have to like always think about whether we should introduce something in the market or not. Let us move to the next part. So what was the impact on the existing lineup? Sales of larger iPads began to decline as customers chose the more compact and affordable iPad mini. Apple faced the challenge of balancing its own product portfolio. Now, how actually Apple respond to it? Apple actually had to carefully manage the situation to avoid significant revenue loss. They continue to innovate in all their product categories to ensure that people are actually buying the products for the unique selling points. Like iPhone, iPad full size and iPod mini size. Mini size लोग बोल लेते हैं जो इनको ट्रैवल करना होता है, ठीक है, ट्रैवल करते यूज करना होता है. But there's a set of people who are actually using the iPads full size also. Maybe some, if you are like a professional artist, then you would like to buy a iPad, full size iPad, and maybe you can also get like a stick, like अलग से stick आता है full size iPad के अंदर. Mini में वो that is not available. तो हर एक product का like you introduce a new unique selling point, and with the help of that unique selling point, you will be able to manage your sales for a higher full size iPods also or mini size iPads also. Let us go to the next part, which is our focus, how to calculate the cannibalization. So cannibalization is basically nothing but total loss in existing product and divided by total new product sales. So अगर मैं ये कह रहा हूँ कि iPhone 14 मेरा मैं बेचता था like around 50,000 every month. अभी मैंने iPhone 15 लॉन्च किया, ठीक है, और iPhone 15 लॉन्च करने के बाद मेरा जो iPhone 14 का जो रेवेन्यू था एवरी मंथ वो 50,000 से 25,000 आ गया. तो कितना लॉस हुआ मेरे को बिकॉज ऑफ न्यू आईफोन विच इज लॉन्च्ड. दैट इज टोटल लॉस इन एग्जिस्टिंग प्रोडक्ट सेल्स divided by total new product sales. So it's like very simple formula. We also have another example, Niche. Like Apple releases a new phone every year in order to update the previous phone and catch up with the competitor to maintain the market share. Based on historical data, sale of old products will decrease around 1 lakh units after the release of new iPhone. Based on the budget, this year phone expects to sell around 500,000 units. Now the cannibalization rate is basically 100,000 units divided by 500,000 units, which is 20%. So that basically means कि जो मेरी 80% sales है, that is coming from the new products. ठीक है, जो 20% सेल है that is transferred from the old product to new product. कुछ समझ में आया कि कैनिबलेशन रेट्स में क्या पता लगता है? सो कैनिबलेशन रेट अगर हमारा 20% आया तो इसका मतलब ये है कि जो हमने नया प्रोडक्ट इंट्रोड्यूस किया मार्केट के अंदर, उसकी वजह से हमारी जो प्रीवियस आईफोन की जो सेल्स थी वो 20% ट्रांसफर हो गई न्यू आईफोन की तरफ. Easy to understand या फिर need to explain a little bit more?
Sir, explain in better terms.
Okay,
Only.
so maybe we can take the help of Excel. Just a second. Excel always helps, right? Where is my Excel? Okay. So iPhone लेट्स से 11 का एग्जांपल ले लेता, ठीक है। iPhone 11 था मेरे पास और उसकी जो मार्केट शेयर था that was I used to sell it around 500,000 units. मैं इतना बेचता था, ठीक है, every let's say last year, ठीक है। एंड देन iPhone 12 लॉन्च किया मैंने इस साल, ठीक है। और iPhone लॉन्च किए से let us take one example this year, last year, this year. So this year न्यू iPhone 12 लॉन्च होने के बाद जो मेरा iPhone 11 की जो टोटल सेल्स थी वो कम हो गया, just a second. Yep. So iPhone 12 लॉन्च होने के बाद मेरा जो लास्ट ये iPhone 11 था उसका सेल्स मेरा 400,000 हो गया, पहले वो 500,000 था। लॉस कितना हुआ मेरे को, दिस इज बेसिकली इतना लॉस हुआ, करेक्ट। इतना समझ में आया।
Yes.
नाउ लेट अस रीड द क्वेश्चन एक बार दोबारा यहाँ पे। क्वेश्चन ये रहा। Apple release a new iPhone in order to update the previous phone and catch up with the competitor to maintain its market share. Based on the historical data, the sales of old products will decrease around 1 lakh units. तो हमने एग्जांपल में वही ले लिया कि हमारा जो iPhone 11 है हिस्टोरिकल डेटा के हिसाब से it will go down, 1 लाख नीचे जाएगा। Now second part is basically based on the budget this year, new iPhone will expect to sell around 500,000 units. पुराना तो 4 लाख मतलब 1 लाख नीचे चला गया। अब जो नए वाला है वो 500,000 बिकेगा। तो हम बेसिकली ये निकालना चाहते हैं कि नए आईफोन की वजह से हमारा iPhone 11 का कैनिबलाइजेशन कितना हुआ। वो सिंपल है उसका फॉर्मूला, लाइक द लॉस दैट यू आर मेकिंग आफ्टर द इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ न्यू iPhone डिवाइडेड बाय द टोटल रेवेन्यू जो चेंज हुआ है। तो टोटल रेवेन्यू हमारा यहाँ पे कंपनी का इट इज 1,100. Sorry, it is launching this year. Sorry. That's this. And divided by this, I guess. I think it is going to be 11%. Just a second, guys. I think I over the actually formula of calculating. Just a second. I had another example here. एक बार इसको देखते हैं। the company is actually looking to introduce a new product in the market. The company believes that product will help in increase its competitive advantage in the market. However, ABC company also has current products in the same market, which the management believes will suffer due to new product. Currently, the existing product generates total sale of 1 lakh units. ठीक है, तो टोटल हम 1 लाख यूनिट्स ले लेते हैं एक बार currently. ABC company estimates that new product will actually make sales of around 120 units each year. जो new product launch कर रहे हैं वो that will make around 120 units each year. Let us take this example. 120. And however, the product will also result in a decrease of around 30,000 units. जो existing हमारा प्रोडक्ट है उसमें 30,000 का लेस हो जाएगा. तो 1 लाख हमारा पहले स्टार्टिंग में था, उसमें 30,000 लेस किया तो 70,000 बचा. So cannibalization rate will be 30,000 divided by 120. That is 25%. That is 30,000 divided by 120. 25%. So basically ये जो नंबर आ रहा है 25%, which this is one is actually telling us कि जो 25% of sales iPhone 12 के पास गई है, that is basically due to cannibalization rate. Basically वो iPhone 11 वाले iPhone 11 के पास जा सकती थी वो, बट क्योंकि हमने नया प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च किया तो वो 25% हमारे जो कस्टमर्स थे iPhone 11 की तरफ जो कि अट्रैक्ट हो सकते थे वो iPhone 12 में आ गए. तो 25% एक्स्ट्रा कस्टमर्स है हमारे पास iPhone 12 में because we have cannibalized the sales of iPhone 11. So cannibalization rate is around this rate is around 25%. इसका मतलब
So मतलब we are assuming that it will remain constant. So whatever is the loss, that is a cannibalization percentage.
What is constant in your assumption?
So for example, last year 100,000 है तो ये साल भी 100,000 अगर बिक जाते.
नहीं
iPhone 11.
नहीं. So iPhone 11 हम लास्ट ईयर 1 लाख बेच रहे थे, ठीक है. iPhone 12 लॉन्च किया हमने और हमने iPhone जब 12 लॉन्च किया तो हमने ये देख लिया था एक्सपेक्ट करके लाइक सम काइंड ऑफ फोरकास्टिंग टेक्निक्स बेस्ड ऑन हिस्टोरिकल डेटा कि iPhone 11 इस बार हम 70,000 ही बेच पाएंगे बिकॉज जब भी हम कोई नया प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च करते हैं तो हमारे पुराने प्रोडक्ट की जो रेवेन्यू है वो गिर जाता है. ये हमने हिस्टोरिकल टाइम से देख लिया था कितने % गिरता है वो देख लिया और उसके हिसाब से हमने एजम्पशन लिया कि 1 लाख के आसपास हम बेचते थे और अभी वो गिर के 70,000 हो जाएगा तो 30,000 गिर जाएगा हमारा. तो जो टोटल iPhone 11 को जो लॉस हो रहा है वो है 30,000. और फिर हमने ये डिसाइड किया, हमने ये देखा कि जब भी हम कोई नया प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च करते हैं मार्केट में तो उसकी सेल्स कितनी आ जाती हैं मार्केट सर्वे के हिसाब से. लाइक कोई अगर नया फीचर लॉन्च हुआ है मार्केट के अंदर और वही सेम फीचर हमारे फोन के अंदर भी है, सेम फीचर्स, उस पे मार्केट शेयर कितना है अभी न्यू प्रोडक्ट का. तो हमने उसके हिसाब से देख लिया कि वी विल बी एबल टू सेल अराउंड 120,000 के iPhone 12, ठीक है. तो 30,000 का हमारा लॉस हुआ, ठीक है, और 120,000 का बेनिफिट. तो हमने इसको टोटल वो इस पे डिवाइड किया और हमारा 25% आ गया. नाउ दिस 25% इज बेसिकली टेलिंग अस कि बाय मेकिंग ऑफ अराउंड 30,000 लाइक जो 30,000 का हमारा जो पास जो सेल था वो ट्रांसफर हो गया iPhone 11 से iPhone 12 की तरफ. दिस इज व्हाट cannibalization rate is telling us.
Okay, clear.
Okay, यहाँ पर भी कुछ लिखा है तो let us read that also. It means that new product will only generate 90,000 units of new sales. The remaining 30,000 will come from the replacement of units of existing product. तो बेसिकली जो न्यू प्रोडक्ट हम लॉन्च कर रहे हैं उसमें जो मैंने एक्सपेक्ट किया था कि 120,000 बेच पाएंगे उसका कैनिबलाइजेशन रेट मिला के हम ये एसेस कर रहे हैं कि नए प्रोडक्ट को हम सिर्फ जो हमारा टोटल रेवेन्यू जनरेट होगा उसमें 75% रेवेन्यू ओल्ड न्यू प्रोडक्ट से आएगा ठीक है, पर उसके अंदर 25% जो है ना वो पुराने वाले आईफोन से ट्रांसफर होगा। तो अगर हम यहाँ पे कितना पैसे कमा रहे हैं, 120,000 का हमारे पास बेनिफिट है एडिशनली फ्रॉम आईफोन 12, बट इसके 120,000 में से 30,000 बेसिकली हमारा आईफोन 11 वाले कस्टमर्स थे जो हमने यहाँ पे शिफ्ट कर लिए आईफोन 12 में, जो कि आईफोन 11 खरीद सकते थे, बट हमने आईफोन 12 लॉन्च करके वहाँ पे शिफ्ट हो गए वो। ये बताता है बस, और कुछ नहीं। Maybe iPhone is not a good example. It could be any service, like some kind of insurance. Let us change into insurance. एक बार. This is policy 1. This is policy 2. ठीक है. This is basically your let's say car insurance ले लेते हैं. ठीक है. Car insurance 1 और car insurance 2. हर साल मुझे कुछ कार इंश्योरेंस कराना पड़ता है. मेरे पास कुछ एक पॉलिसी चल रही है. ठीक है. लास्ट ईयर मैंने अराउंड 100,000 के इंश्योरेंस बेचे थे, और इस बार मैंने कुछ नया पॉलिसी बनाया है विच इज गोइंग टू अट्रैक्ट अ लॉट ऑफ कस्टमर्स. ठीक है. तो लास्ट ईयर मैंने 1 लाख के बेचे थे, 100,000 के. इस बार मैंने बेचे 70,000 के. तो बेसिकली 30,000 के कस्टमर्स कहाँ गए मेरे? वो यहाँ पे शिफ्ट हो गए मेरे न्यू पॉलिसी के अंदर. और जो 90,000 है मेरे पास टोटल एडिशनल रेवेन्यू, वो इसलिए आया है बिकॉज आई हैव इंट्रोड्यूस अ न्यू प्रोडक्ट इन द मार्केट, न्यू कार इंश्योरेंस. अंडरस्टूड नाउ?
Yes.
बेसिकली मैं ये नहीं कह सकता कि 100 मैंने नया प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च किया और उसका 120,000 मेरे पास बेनिफिट आ गया, वो सबका सब आईफोन ये कार इंश्योरेंस सेकंड पॉलिसी की जैसे ही है. नो, बेसिकली 75% तुमने जो एक्स्ट्रा रेवेन्यू जनरेट किया है उसका 75% आ रहा है तुम्हारा न्यू प्रोडक्ट की वजह से. बाकी जो 25% है ना, वो प्रीवियस कस्टमर्स है जो हर साल अपनी कार इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी 1 लेते थे, अब वो शिफ्ट करके कार इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी 2 पे. ठीक है. उस पे एक्चुअल में कितने नंबर्स हैं कितने नहीं है वो डेटा सेट देख के पता लगता है बेसिकली. हो सकता है कि इसके अंदर भी कुछ नहीं हो. तो व्हाट आई विल डू इज बेसिकली मैं पीछे साल के डेटा सेट में जाऊंगा, मैं कस्टमर्स की इन्फॉर्मेशन निकाल लूंगा. ठीक है. कि मेरे पास 100 कस्टमर्स थे पहले. 100 कस्टमर्स में से आई विल सी कि कितने कस्टमर्स ने इस बार पॉलिसी ली है, कितने ने पॉलिसी नहीं ली है, और लिए तो कौन सी ली है. तो ये नंबर बस 25% है. हो सकता है एक्चुअल में ये नंबर डिफरेंट भी हो, क्योंकि मेरे पास इस कुछ ऐसे कस्टमर भी हो सकते हैं जो कार इंश्योरेंस 1 ले रहे हैं, नए कस्टमर्स हैं और कार इंश्योरेंस 1 ले रहे हैं, 2 नहीं ले रहे. तो वो एक्चुअल में डेटा पीछे जाके पता लगेगा. बट मोटा मोटा जो आप क्विकली एक नंबर निकाल सकते हो, दैट इज दिस नंबर 25%. तो कैनिबलाइजेशन बेसिकली यही बताता है आपको, लाइक easiest way and quickest way of telling you like a high level picture of getting benefit from a new product. Cannibalization के अंदर we don't have anything else. This is the only example. This is the end of the session, guys.